which is this
Oh
guy
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about this one.
So this was in Coburg, which is, maybe a half hour from where I am, a half hour east. And they have this beautiful lighthouse. And at the time, they blocked this off. You can't get any farther than this because of the ice there. And there's what I was there to shoot was every year this snowy owl like roosts somewhere on that in the rocks by that lighthouse. And I got a couple shots of that, but I did not have the equipment then to take that. Did all the pictures came out crappy, but I loved just the mood of the water and the skyline, and these waves would crash so infrequently against this wall, this crash wall. So I sat there in the freezing cold forever trying to get and time the waves as they hit that wall. And sometimes they'd be huge, and sometimes they'd cover the entire lighthouse, and other times nothing would come up. And I must have shot like 1,000, 2,000 photos, and that was the best one. I love the way it juts out in the image. I love that the horizon line. It's just a good story because it's a long walk from the parking lot to get to this point, and I'm telling you, it's a wind tunnel. You're just freezing, but I knew there was something there, and I love the shot.
I love how a photograph serves as a memory for stuff like that, right? Like you go out on this crazy excursion, some crazy story in the freezing cold and the blistering heat, whatever it may be. You get a photograph, and your audience will see the picture, but in your head, you're reliving that memory.
It was. I've been there several times because generally speaking, everything's changing there, especially with the ice, because you get a lot of cool ice formation there. But that was a good day, and you're right. I love. Someone once said this on a video I've seen, but it's the journey that I love about the photo. Like it's fun when like, yeah, that's a great photo you took, thanks. But if there's no story, I think it's a little less interesting. But to hear the journey to get to that photo, like I keep seeing this photo you have in your backdrop, and I know you told me before we started recording that you took this photo, and I love it. It's gorgeous.
That's this summer I was on a political campaign doing the campaign photography, and we were down in a little hamlet in central Alberta in the Badlands. This was the first long exposure on the R6 that I ever did. And it was pitch black. I couldn't forget. There was a piece missing from the tripod, which I didn't realize was missing until I got back to the house. So I was trying to fidget with this thing. Anyways, I set it up, I shot. So what you see is the I'll try to get out of the way here. You see my little chair there.
Yeah.
What you see is that kind of the bluish light down at the bottom. That was me using no, I did have a flashlight. So I was using that to light the base, right, to try and paint it a little bit. The stars are the stars. And that little orange bit at the top, way in behind me, there was a street light, and that was shooting right out. But then there was a hill behind me. So then it blocks out. That's basically it's the shadow of the hill projected on this hill. So you just get that little cap of orange with the blue underneath. And so it was completely unintentional. I wasn't even happy with the shot, but then when I got it done to some editing, I was like, I don't mind it so much. And if you don't tell anybody that was just a street light, I mean, they're like, oh, wow, how'd you get those? Complete accident, no skill involved.
Yeah, I'm actually a little unhappy that your first experience taking long exposure came out this damn good, because I can tell you, I spent nights outside trying to do stuff like this and came back with garbage, and you're just like, wow. But everything's a learning experience, right? You learn from your mistakes, but that is a gorgeous shot.
Oh, cheers. Thanks, man. Yeah, everything's a learning experience. If there's something you don't know, there's YouTube, which is basically how I've learned how to shoot, was from doing it. And then if I didn't know, I'd go to YouTube. And those photographers you mentioned, like Peter McKinnon and others, are just how you just sit and watch, and that's how you learn.